Few designers leave behind more than a fashion house. Valentino Garavani left behind a feeling. And when the world gathered in Rome to say goodbye, it wasn't just a funeral. It was a final, elegant statement from a man who defined beauty for generations. For days leading up to the ceremony, something rare happened. Thousands of people, not just celebrities, not just industry insiders, quietly lined up to pay their respects. Valentino's coffin lay in state at his foundation in Rome, surrounded by flowers, handwritten notes, and silent admirers. It was a reminder that his influence didn't stop at red carpets or royal wardrobes. It reached people who simply believed in elegance, even if they never owned a couture gown. But the most striking moments were still to come. When the funeral began, Rome felt unusually still. Inside the historic church, fashion's most powerful names sat side by side, united not by competition, but by loss. This wasn't about trends or seasons anymore, this was about legacy. Anne Hathaway was among the first to arrive, and her presence carried weight. She wasn't there as a Hollywood star checking a box. She was there as someone who had known Valentino personally, someone who had shared laughter, long conversations, and private moments far from flashing cameras. Those close to her noticed the emotion she tried to keep contained. And soon after, the reason became clear. In the days following his passing, Hathaway shared a tribute that stunned fans with its intimacy. She spoke about Valentino as more than a designer, calling him a source of warmth, generosity, and joy. She recalled how he showed up for her life milestones, how he celebrated her happiness as if it were his own. Reports even claim Valentino once offered to design her wedding dress simply out of love, not obligation. It was a side of him the public rarely saw, and it changed how many people viewed his legacy. But Hathaway wasn't alone in her grief. Donatella Versace arrived dressed in understated black, a quiet contrast to the bold rivalry people once assumed existed between them. Tom Ford followed, solemn and reflective. Anna Wintour, a near mythical figure herself, paid her respects without fanfare. Elizabeth Hurley, long associated with glamour, appeared visibly moved. Each face in the room told a different story, yet all pointed to the same truth. Valentino wasn't just respected, he was deeply loved. What made the ceremony even more powerful were the subtle details. Nearly everyone wore black, but scattered throughout the crowd were flashes of red. Not loud, not dramatic, just enough to be noticed. Valentino Red. A silent tribute to the colour he turned into a global signature, once dismissed as risky, now immortal. It felt intentional, almost poetic, as if his final message was woven directly into the room. And then there were the words spoken by those who knew him best. Valentino's longtime partner and collaborator, Giancarlo Giammetti, reflected on decades spent building something timeless together. He spoke not of business success, but of shared mornings, shared dreams, and shared sacrifices. Others echoed similar sentiments, that behind the perfection and polish was a man who valued loyalty above all else, a man who never forgot where he came from, even as the world bowed at his feet. Yet what lingered most wasn't sadness, it was gratitude. Attendees later described the funeral not as heavy, but reverent. There was an unspoken understanding that Valentino lived fully, loved deeply, and left nothing unfinished. His work dressed queens, movie stars, and icons, but it also gave people permission to believe in beauty without apology. As the ceremony ended and the crowd slowly dispersed into the Roman streets, one thing became clear. Valentino's influence didn't end with his final collection. It lives on in the way fashion dares to be elegant in a loud world, in the way designers chase timelessness instead of trends, and in the memories shared by those who loved him not for his fame, but for his heart. Valentino may be gone, but his signature remains everywhere, in color, in craft, and in the quiet confidence that true style never needs to shout.